Hi guys, so this audio is again gonna be for the new clients because now we have new ones, a new batch, and some of them already have movement, some of them already had the full thing happen, but there are a few of them that are struggling, and we want to help them, right? So if anyone has any advice of the clients that are already, in better vibrations, or even if some of the clients who have manifested their spells are listening, because I know some of you guys are, you can leave, advice below for them in the comments. Today I'm going to talk about the biggest mistake that not everyone, again, some don't do this, some people don't do this, and it's going to depend where you are vibrationally, because not every situation is going to be the same, not every client is going to be in victim mentality or as deep. But this is going to be for the clients that are in contact with their person. So I even think it's sometimes easier when you're in no contact at all or you're blocked, even though that seems like such an impossible situation, but it's easier to do vibrational work and to detach. I've just noticed it. But when you are in contact, then you're constantly, trying to kind of manipulate things, you're trying to find signs, you're trying to analyze everything, overthink every single word they say, and that's really hard. So the biggest mistake that people tend to do in this type of situation is actually obsessing over it. So when they have a conversation with their person, they tend to be needy, be desperate, send needy text. They tend to try to manipulate them into giving more into conversation, texting more, just to keep conversation going. And it's all very needy, desperate energy, guys. And um the other day I got an email from a new client, and she said, like, I'm trying so hard to keep these conversations going, and he's just so distant. He's replying, but he is, cold and stuff, and I'm trying so hard and I don't know what else to write and what to do. So clearly you are in low vibration and you are needy and you're desperate and you're sending very needy texts because you are obsessing over this and you are overthinking everything he says, and you're overthinking everything you're gonna say, and you're just thinking, oh, I need to try harder, I need to make this text really good, so he's gonna reply with more than just something cold and chill. So I need to figure out which text to send, and that is so wrong. That is so wrong. And I know that you're trying to, get what you want, but this is not the way to do it. This is the opposite, because your needy text and your needy energy are not going to be received well. It's not going to be what you think and what you want, and it is a manipulation of a sort, because you are trying to manipulate this person to actually reply in a manner that you would like. But guess what? It's not gonna work. I'm gonna be honest. As always, it's not gonna work. And as long as you're gonna do that, as long as you're gonna be needy, as long as you're gonna do this out of desperation and you're gonna like think about what do I need to say, this is not good energy. This is not good vibration. So, how you should talk to a person always, no matter if it's an ex, if it's a future, partner, um, whomever. And the way you should speak to them is with confidence coming from yourself, that's secure and safe. When you are safe and secure, you do not uh, spend your days thinking, what else can I text so he will reply the way I want him to? What can I text to make him love you or her? Again, goes both ways. Um, what can I text to make them love me? To make them, want to see me, to make them want to commit, whatever it is that your goal is. Again, I'm just assuming. If this is what you're doing, if this is where you are, you're not safe and secure. You're very unsafe because this is the reaction of a person that is triggered because they don't feel safe. And now you're anxious and you feel like, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, I gotta do something to make them love me, to make them reply to me, to make them text me more, to make them, open up, to make them blah, 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 whatever. So this is what you're doing, right? This is completely wrong, like I said, and this is opposite of the instructions. Opposite, completely opposite. So the way you behave if you are in contact with your person is that you need to work on yourself to become safe and secure, to become a person that knows they're good enough, that knows that they don't have to do anything special to make somebody love them or text them, because they're good enough just the way they are. You don't need to become this person that texts some witty, superb texts to make somebody love you. People fall in love because of your energy and not the exact text you send. Okay? So there's no need for that, and that's counterproductive. When you try too hard, it's counterproductive. When you try too hard, it just shows where you are energetically. And everyone that tries too hard is very needy for something, very needy, very desperate, and doesn't feel safe. So you work on yourself. And I've noticed that people tend to, at least in the beginning, they tend to really, and that's normal. Again, normal. This is why I'm making this audio, to just clarify the mistakes. I'm not telling you that you are not normal at all. But they tend to focus on the X. They tend to only focus on the X, not on themselves. They ignore the instructions. A lot of people do this, where it's clearly indicated that they need to work on themselves, because they just think, oh, why would I need to do that? I just want this X, and I'm just going to work on like getting them. So I'm going to text them this and this and this. This doesn't work. How has it worked so far for you? Tell me. Come on, seriously. Did you get what you wanted? I don't think you did, because you wouldn't be here if you did. So clearly there's something wrong with this plan, right? Let's be honest. So like I said, you need to be safe and secure. And when you are feeling safe and secure, that's when you're feeling safe to be yourself. So you're not being yourself when you are coming up with all of these texts. Oh, what can I text? And even some of my, former clients, they used to like Google what text is good to send by X, How is that being yourself? You're literally looking for a text online that would kind of be a good text to send. So, guys, all you need to do, and this is all you need to do really, is work on yourselves and then behave like yourself. Be yourself, because you don't need to pretend to be somebody better. You don't need to pretend to be somebody else. You just need to be yourself, because you yourself are good enough. And once this vibrational work kicks in, you are gonna feel good enough, and you're no longer gonna do any of these things. So while you're still doing these things and you are still trying to make up some great text that is gonna manipulate your ex into loving you, it means you haven't done any of the vibrational work. Or if you have tried, you have either given up too soon, or haven't done it properly, or haven't focused actually on yourself but on the ex and the whole situation with the ex. Or if it's not an ex, current partner or future partner, whatever the situation is, it depends on a person. I just tend to use the term X because that's what most of you guys are going for, but some are not. So don't get me wrong, it works for anybody. It's not just about the X. So as long as you are gonna be focusing on that person, person you want, and not on yourself, not working on yourself, not feeling safe, and not being yourself, and not realizing that you are good enough the way you are, and you do not need to do anything special and text anything special, to get somebody's attention or to get somebody to, do whatever you want them to do. Until then, it's just you're not gonna get results you want. You're just not. And this is something you can ignore me talking about this. Some people will and do, and some people won't even hear this, unfortunately, because not everybody listens to the channel. Or you can actually, just okay, I'm gonna try this method because clearly my method is not working and see what happens. So you have two choices: continue being needy and continue sending needy texts, or you can actually do the work. And trust me, doing the work is easier than being needy, because when you're needy, you don't feel good. You don't feel good, you're anxious, you are just not in a good mindset, you're not in a good space energetically, your mental health is suffering. And when you do the vibrational work, it just all arranges. So it's actually easier, even though it seems harder for you right now because you're just comfortable in your anxiety. But believe me, this is not good for you, and this is not going to bring anybody towards you. It's not going to help. It's going to do the opposite. So I hope this helps. Thank you for listening, guys. I hope you had a beautiful weekend. Love you. Bye.